All right, what's going on, party people? Welcome to status update number 18. We can vote. Uh-oh. Shall we get into it? Election year, always controversial. Can't wait. Cannot wait for those debates. Nothing to debate on this show. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, whatever. I don't care. We gotta work this algorithm, people. I'm not quite sure how it works. I kind of just post and then I let God take it. Let go and let God. I first want to thank all of you who have subscribed. We did not get to 400. We did not. I think that's more of a reflection on you guys, not necessarily me. This is a community. We do this together. And I think you guys need to take a long look in the mirror tonight and say, hey, did I share this with enough people? Did I share this average looking white guy with ridiculously good hair? Did I share his videos to enough people? Ask yourself that honestly. Despite all that, despite not reaching 400 subscribers, we reached like 320, which I'm very proud of. Halfway to 640, another huge milestone, of course. I will be doing the giveaway. Yes, Patrick, I know. I'm not a saint. I'm not a saint. Do this out of the kindness of my heart. We had 25 people comment, also not a great number, kind of tough scene, whatever. So that means you have a 4% chance of winning, if my math is correct. Got the names in the Excel document here. Got to give a shout out to a few of them, a few crazy YouTube names, which I'm all for. Some guys like the Gremlin, Star-Lord's dad, the real D. Hate to see that. That's a little weird. A cynical dragon, the Iceman. A lot of is that a Game of Thrones thing? I don't know. Could be. Back to back. Does this guy have two accounts? Maybe. Game the system. I don't mind it. All right, so we're going 1 through 25. XL, little equals reigned between. For those of you in the XL biz, shout out to Deloitte for teaching some of these skills to me. They sponsor the US Open. They're not going to sponsor this. Maybe. But look, I mean, I was knee deep in the USGA Deloitte relationship back in the day. I know the ins and outs. I have some, I won't say some secrets yet. All right. 1 through 25. Just used my mouse, which is a big no-no in the Excel game. And we got 9. Lucky number 9. Shout out to Mia Hamm. Number 9 is dun 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 dun. Oh God. I don't want him to be number 9. It is this guy named. That's not great. It's a friend. Never want to give away to a friend. Unfortunately, that's how the rules work. So we're gonna do another giveaway before the Open. Hopefully we get to 400 by then. But this week's winner is Anthony Fisher. That absolutely sucks. I do know his sizing. It's probably gonna be a youth small. Correct me if I'm wrong. So congratulations to him. Yada yada yada. You get a polo. That's fantastic. God damn it, that sucks. It's not gonna drive traffic to the page. Okay. Done with the housekeeping. Let's get to the US Open. Let's get to the good stuff. And I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you already know what happened. Rory McIlroy, Bryson DeChambeau, down the stretch they come, round in the home stretch. The ponies are lining up. Rory builds a two-stroke lead. Technically, I would say it's more of a one-stroke lead, right? Once Bryson got through the 13th hole, he got within one. But Rory gets to 8 under par. The winning score, mind you, 6 under par. Gets to 8 under par with 4 holes remaining. Shot into 15. Flighted 7-iron. Hate that. I hated it. Hated the shot selection. Adrenaline's pumping. Place to miss around Pinehurst, number 2. Everywhere is short. Lands a pass pin high. Rolls down in the wiregrass. Makes bogey. Fine. That's fine, right? Bryson's right behind him. Bryson hits a great golf shot, 25, 30 feet away, center of the green. Exactly what you got to do. He misses a 4-footer. 3-putt. Rory still leads by 1 with 3 to go. Okay. The dream is still on. Rory McIlroy, a guy who hasn't gotten breaks, in these major championships the past couple of years, right? You run into the buzzsaw that is Cameron Smith at St. Andrews, back 930, ridiculous up and down on 17. You run into Wyndham Clark in LA, ridiculous fairway wood into the par five late to step on your throat. Sayonara. Okay. These guys, they don't blink. You know who blinked? Bryson DeChambeau. He he made a mistake late. Rory, one up, three to go. Number 16. Great drive, great shot. The only green in regulation Rory McIlroy hit in his last five holes. I think that's something that's lost upon us as well. His ball striking completely abandoned him late, especially with the irons. A lot of misses to the left, off the tee as well. Hits the green, 25 feet, rolls it past 2.5 feet, misses the putt. Ah, misses the putt. It was good by me. I always give those misses the putt. Absolutely brutal. Gets up nice up and down there on 17. Okay. Him and Bryson still tied. They're still tied, right? You're still in this. 18, Sky Sports ridicules him for the shot selection or for the club choice off the tee. He pulls driver, probably tries to get it past everything on the left, all the wiregrass on the left. Doesn't do it. Gets very lucky on his second, honestly. That ball could have ended up anywhere. Ends up just in front of the green. Pitches it 4 feet above the hole. Zips across it. Not a great stroke. Looks like caught kind of the bottom of the putter, to tell you the truth. Bryson, he misses left off the fairway as well. Hits the second, 55 yards, bunker, up and down. Shot of the championship. Shot of his life. Shot of the year. Shot of maybe many major championships. He wins by one. I've been thinking about this. It's not very often that we see a major championship lost and a major championship won within moments of each other. It isn't. I think you could go back maybe to the 2015 US Open where Jordan Spieth, he makes birdie on 16. He actually three putts on 17, but he makes birdie on 18 at Chambers Bay. Dustin Johnson has 12 feet for the US Open. He three putts, misses playoff, loses Jordan Spieth in regulation. These collapses are weird. Spieth had one at the Masters himself, of course, in 16. 12. We all know what happened there. Adam Scott had one at the Open. Four straight bogeys to close. Ernie Els wins his fourth major. So I think there's a bit of a debate online, which you guys know me, I love the internet. And it's are we going to remember this more for Bryson DeChambeau winning the tournament or Rory McIlroy losing it? I think we're going to end up saying Bryson DeChambeau won this golf tournament because he certainly did. He hit the golf shots required to win the golf tournament. And I think the reason why is if Bryson DeChambeau hit fairway, green, two putt par, wins the US Open in conventional fashion, then I think we talk more about Rory McIlroy. We talk more about that 2 foot, 6 inch putt on 16. We talk about it with oh, we were going through it like Dan Sanders. Maybe it's Dan Saunders at the Open. There's a couple got Hubie Green at the Masters. There's a number of them. Another guy at the Masters against Faldo. So I think because we get perhaps in my golf watching career, probably the best major championship shot of my golf watching career is that Bryson DeChambeau 55-yard bunker shot. And because of that, as time goes on, I think we're going to remember that more than Rory McIlroy in the 2 foot miss and the 4 foot miss on two of his last three holes. Bryson's obviously on his victory lap right now. Today's Show, Jimmy Fallon, hanging out with the Trumps, doing the whole dance. I love to see it. It seems like everyone in America is going to touch this US Open trophy at some point in time. It's 6 degrees of separation for touching it. I had a friend touch it at Pinehurst. So if you need to use me, be like, oh my God, yeah, I know this. I follow this white guy on YouTube. I'm one of his 320 subscribers, not 400 because we didn't get there. He had a friend touch the US Open trophy. I know him, he knows him. All right, that's 3 degrees of separation. Thinking we're doing something like that, 6 degrees of separation for everyone who's touched this US Open trophy. Good for him, right? It's the people's. And look, I have I've always been a Bryson DeChambeau fan. I know there's people on like the CBS channel saying like, "Oh, look at these guys' takes. Look at them uh whining and bitching and moaning. Oh, they were so wrong." Buddy, I've been a Bryson fan like my whole life. I said he should have been on the Ryder Cup team. Check the tape. Just because he's always been so entertaining, right? I've been on it forever, right? I don't care if you like him or not, but what he did was awesome with the fire ants, with the making a 10 at the memorial, with the mad scientist, with the side saddle putting, with the hat that was first for Ben Hogan, but's now for Payne Stewart. Uh, so I've always been a fan, and I was lucky enough. The first event I ever covered, 2021 BMW Championship, which seems like an absolute lifetime ago. You know who was in contention there? Bryson DeChambeau. You know, it's probably the low point when it comes to his relationship with the fans. Come off the St. Jude Championship, which I believe was the week before. Everyone's yelling Brooksy at him. That was such a weird time looking back on it, right? Brooks Koepka's buying people beer if you're yelling Brooksy on the golf course. And he's not talking to the media at all. His manager's not letting him. He's not doing the flash area post round. He finally talks to like Golf Channel once, but that's really it. He's the guy in Baltimore the first 2 days. Everyone wants him to win. Nearly shoots 65 in the second round at Caves Valley. Misses a 4-footer. So be it. Over the weekend, the city flips on him. It was crazy. I could not believe it. And instead of Bryson DeChambeau, they root on Patrick Cantlay, and Patty Ice is born. Oof. And that is a lifetime ago. They're all rooting for Patrick Cantlay. Bryson's clearly, visibly affected by this. He's yelling at his caddy at some points in time, and he loses the playoff. And after the playoff, he's walking up to the clubhouse. It's a steep hill up from 18 green, and fans barking at him, calling him Brooksy, going, "Oh, great job, Bryson. Hell of a week. Way to go, Brooksy." Condescendingly, of course. City of Baltimore, no offense. I hope offense is taken. And Bryson, pretty much almost like a bull seeing red, charges at him. And that was probably the low point when it comes to his relationship with the fan. Fast forward, not even 3 years, and Bryson DeChambeau is the guy. Greatest showman. Fan favorite across the first 2 days at Augusta National over the weekend. Scotty Scheffler gets in the mix. They're rooting for Scotty Scheffler. PGA Championship, it's the Bryson show. US Open, people are chanting USA, which, look, do I like the USA chant? No. But you have to realize who Bryson's fans are. Probably 18-year-olds, probably up to their mid 20s, right? That 18 to 25 demo is probably his bread and butter. They're on the YouTube, they're connected, they're online. Those are Bryson's boys. And they're a rowdy bunch, right? Half of them can drink a little bit. Um, oh gosh. For the first time, they're getting frisky. They're at a golf tournament. Post-COVID boom, which look, we got to shrink the game post-COVID, but that's a completely different conversation. And so they're rooting on, they're chanting USA after Rory McIlroy misses that putt on the 72nd hole. And the corrupt golf media is like, oh, if you're chanting USA, you're a complete douche, pretty much. I'm okay with the USA chant for the US Open. We should want like Americans should want an American to win their national open. They don't care when they're calling Brian Harmon Brian Harmon last year at Liverpool like a midget, right? Calling him little boy, all this stuff because they want Tommy Fleetwood to win. That's fine too. The argument is at least those guys are a bit more creative. And also a different argument is in there that I'm not going to touch on, but I'm okay with it, right? Root for the guy who's flying your flag. I don't know what I got lost in a conversation there. I don't know what I was even talking about. But Bryson's relationship with the fans, right? Fan favorite this weekend as well. And I mean, it's good for him, right? I think people just honestly forget these athletes are human beings too, and they mature at the same level as us, even though they are very skilled at their craft and they make millions and millions of dollars. And Bryson's matured. He's 30 years old. He looks very sure of himself. So happy for him. This is the US Open. I remember Bryson DeChambeau's bunker shot. And I'm also going to remember Rory McIlroy's putt because, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. I hate people texting me right now. Back to Rory. Speaking of media and having takes on things, Rory McIlroy watches it on the TV. Devastating scene. Devastating. Got to feel for the guy. The memes, though, glorious, glorious. Mean to death. He watches Bryson get up and down, a shot he can only pull off 4 out of 100 times per the horse's mouth, out of the scoring tent or scoring area underneath, into the parking lot, into the car. He was out of there. No media, no shaking of the hand. And media like got kind of upset on about it, right? You see losers like you think about the Masters. Jordan Spieth had to put the jacket on Danny Willett. How bad is that? You think about Wingfoot and Phil Mickelson. Oh my gosh, I'm such an idiot. Greg Norman, he faced the music as well when he lost the Masters back in the day. Many losers have talked to the media afterwards. I get why they're upset, right? Maybe you do a quick hit with NBC, right? A few words. I don't like, what would I do? I'd probably storm off as well. I'd probably shake Bryson's hand though. I think a lot of people forget is, I've had a collapse of my own on the golf course. I believe it was 2013, perhaps, maybe 2012 or 11. Junior Club Championship. Can't believe I'm sharing this with you guys. Two-stroke lead heading into the last. Split the fairway, obviously. Hit the green, obviously. My counterpart hits it close, misses his birdie putt. It's like, oh my God, I have 3 putts for the win. I need four. 4 putt double. Last hole of the tournament. Brutal scene. Complete gag on the final nine, honestly. I think I bogeyed. I was like 4 under through 12, I think. I 3 putted 11 for par from 10 feet, a la Dustin Johnson, oddly enough. Complete choke job by me. So when people are commenting, be like, you have no idea the pressure on them. Like I think about that. I know the pressure, man. You get a club championship or a putt double bogey on the last hole. I am in this guy's shoes right now. Pars on the first playoff hole. He birds second playoff hole. I was actually closer on approach. He made it from like 10 feet. I lip out 8 feet. You know what I did? I shake his hand. Obviously, it's different. We're in the same group. We're playing against each other. Complete choke job by me. But you think about all these other sports, NHL, handshake line, best tradition in sports. Tennis, there's a ceremony after. They both give speeches. They shake each other's hands. So, bit of a bummer, I think. Does Rory McIlroy owe the media anything? Not really. He's been pretty open. Um, I would have liked to see him shake his hand, especially when you juxtapose it. It's different. I understand apples to oranges, you want to say. Bryson comes off the golf course on a high at Valhalla, birdieing the last, thinking he could have potentially forced a playoff. Shakes Xander's hand, says congrats, all that stuff. Rory, on the other hand, coming off a mega low on the golf course, zips away. I think I'm fine with it. Would have liked to see, you're a sportsman. Rory is not done leaving also because he's not playing in the Travelers Championship this week. That's is the second time in the last 2 years he has skipped the event post major championship. He skipped Harbour Town last year after a miscut at the Masters. He actually had a forfeit, I think, like $3 million. to do that. That won't be the case this time, but he is skipping the Travelers Championship. We won't see him until the Scottish Open. A lot of takes on this too. Rory, you got to take care of your mentals, right? Mental health, super important. Or Rory, you're the one who wanted these type of events. What the hell? I just think generally, one, it's a horrible scheduling. What are we doing with the Memorial US Open and Travelers Championship back to back to back to back, 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 back? Horrible. And also, I mean, signature events in general is one of my big talking points coming into the year. I wasn't sure they were going to have the same success as they did in 2023. And you know what? They have not. They've kind of stunk. No offense. Offense taken. You got to revamp these. You got to revamp them. You got to get better stories in the field. Like we had Zach Blair, who was kind of in the mix at the US Open. He was in the mix at the Travelers Championship last year. Guess what? Not in the field. You have guys like Minwoo Lee, Electric Factory. You want to lean into the YouTube and the social media and all that fun stuff, the Twitter and the TikTok? Get Minwoo Lee in the field. Sorry, too bad. It's like, what are we doing? We're giving sponsors exemptions to Webb Simpson. Great guy. I'm not hating on the player. I'm hating on the game. 71 people, no cut. Oh my God, that's just like just going through the motions. Zero creativity. To steal a page out of Brooks Koepka's book, right? Zero creativity. Ask more creative questions. So how would I revamp these signature events? I think originally I said 100 people, cut it to 50. I think I'm there with the 100. I might go maybe like 120. Just make it make it normal events, but just make the guys play. What's the difference? Seriously. What is the difference? I guess the guaranteed paydays? Buddy, most of these guys aren't missing the cut. Like maybe Jordan Spieth, who I actually did just bet on. I'm sorry, it's probably the lowest of lows right now for me in betting. I've been betting Bryson all fucking year. Jumped off the train. I digress. I also bet Giuseppe Stracca. Boom, Stracca Laka, the septic tank. That guy. He's winning the Travelers Championship this week. If you're in a one and done pool, Sep Stracca week. Giuseppe Stracca. But yeah, the signature events, I hope they get revamped. The schedule for next year is kind of leaking out slowly but surely. Memorial's getting moved to the week before, which is good. Canada's getting pushed back a week. They're flip-flopping, whatever. It's quite simple. You're going to make the Opens the signature events, which you should, right? RBC, they have two events, the Heritage and the Canadian Open. Well, now that they moved it the week before the US Open, this might be tough, but they should make it the Canadian Open. You can make it the LA Open. You can make it the Phoenix Open. You can make it uh, Scottish Open, Canadian Open, Arnold, and then the player invitationals. Then you have 7 or 8 right there, and boom, there you go. Or honestly, you could just return to the normal PGA Tour schedule. I wonder if that's on the cards. All right, that is all we have. I do have a note about the Wall Street Journal article for those of you who missed it. I actually just canceled my Wall Street Journal subscription because they charged me $80 out of the blue. No reason. They just charged me $80 for a renewal of what? It's $4 a month. Then boom, 80. Nice try. Apparently, hot new job skill, not my Excel skills, which only use the mouse once, mind you, is a golf swing. Yes, Wall Street Journal, they went through 3 different people. You had Matt Parziale, who some people probably know, Boston guy, former firefighter, played in the 2018 Masters and US Open, +4 handicap, great amateur, mass guy, right? From firefighter to private equity because of his golf game. Now he's just bringing in the business. He plays golf all the time, schmoozes the customers on the golf course. Boom, PE. They talk investment banks, consulting firms, and not to talk too much consulting, but they talk about this guy in Washington, D.C. at Accenture, which you don't really need a good golf game to get a job there, from what I've told. I'm just saying. 9 handicap. Nines are frisky, right? Super dangerous. You're a 7 to an 11, and you can break 80. And I believe 9 is in that range. My math is correct. Frisky handicap. If you're playing one, you're worried. If you have one on your team, you're jazzed up. Talk about him a little bit, which, I mean, I don't know. And then this woman in Georgia, 26 handicap, former D1 tennis player. Saw the boys rocking Oakmont, Wingfoot, Seminole polos on Casual Friday, right? The boys are trying to assert their dominance, right? They got their shoulders back, they're popping their pecs. They're like, all right. Oh, Jimmy Seminole. Nice. Oh, Bob. Okay. Congressional. When'd you play there? After the redo? Nice. Okay. Right. They're feeling good. When were you up in Philly playing Marion? Oh, 2 years ago. Very cool. And this woman's like, what the hell is going on? I got to get in on this game. 1 year, 26 handicap. I'm buying stock in her. She's going to be at 15 by next summer. Lethal. Absolutely lethal. Okay, that's all I got. Congratulations to our winner. Unfortunately, that's going to suck. I'm going to have to text him after this. We're going to do another giveaway at the Open Championship. I believe I already mentioned that because I just feel like it, right? If we get to 400 there, maybe 500, we'll up that one to 500. So please like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell everyone in between about this. I'm feeling good about this. The cadence, I said it was a Monday show. It's going to be a Tuesday show this week. That I have to improve upon. But for producer Pat, intern Rick, I'm Patrick. This was status update number 18. Everyone register to vote because this podcast has you guys. Have a great week.